Hi, this is Sandy Mackey, and it's time for a little bit of heavy breathing just before midnight. There are some people that in each of our lives we're fortunate enough to have the chance to meet. And these individuals are truly shining a light for others in whatever it is that they have decided to do, wherever their journey here is taking them. We know when they walk into the room that the lights brighten and things become a little bit more exciting. Maybe the energy picks up. And I'd like to share a little bit with you about one such individual that I know who has recently done something that not many, comparatively speaking, can say that they've done. This would be Rich Blazer, and he recently completed his Ironman. He shared an email with a group of us that are in his circle, and he was talking about, prior to the race itself, all of the work that he's been putting into it. So he trained for 2 years, over 425 miles of swimming, 8,500 miles on the bike, and 2,000 miles of running for the Ironman event. And he shared this email with us just prior to the event. Before he set the goal to do the Ironman, Rich says that the longest he had ever exercised without stopping was an hour and 15 minutes, which was a far cry from having to complete the Ironman competition in less than 17 hours. So his goal was to finish within 17 hours to become an Ironman. When he was doing his training, he says that he began to compete in smaller races and he started to finish at the top in the percentile of his age group. And then he started to win some of the races. And in believing in accountability, he felt that he needed to share the goals that he had set with more than just an accountability partner. He's shared it with the people that were around him in his company, in his spheres of influence, and in some of the, in this particular case, how I know him as a CEO group that we're a part of. Prior to the race, he'd already had some insights into the journey that he had been on and shared some of his insights on this. And this was before he had even competed in the competition. The first was focus on what you want to accomplish. Get a clear picture in your head of what it looks like. Make a plan and put small steps together because they can equal a monumental distance. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Find an accountability partner or partners to cheer you on. And discipline yourself to commit to the goal, make it a priority, and don't let life get in the way. Meaning, wherever you are, you always have things around you that can help support you in that goal. And on the same token, there's things that can probably deter you from that goal. And never lose sight of it. So Rich says, if you followed these steps, you will metaphorically begin your journey and you'll complete it, whether it's financial, professional, personal, or physical. And this was what he was sharing with us before he did the race. Well, after he did the race, which really proves what you think you can become or what you believe you can do and will do. So congratulations to Ironman Rich Blazer, who, upon reflecting on the Ironman competition, his email stated, "Wow, wow, wow, is unbelievable." He could feel the support and prayers for him all the way along the race. His times were swimming in just over an hour, biking in 5 hours and 13 minutes, and his marathon in 3 hours and 57 minutes, with an overall time of 10 hours and 23 minutes. So not only did he accomplish his goal to become an Ironman in less than 17 hours, but if you do the math there, that's just shy of 11 hours that he accomplished this. Rich also shares that he felt good almost the entire race. There were a few tough stretches in there. Obviously, this was an all-day event, but it seems like he had, in his mind's eye, the right perspective. And coming across the finish line from Gainesville, Florida, Rich Blazer, You Are an Iron Man, was the pinnacle, was the top of his mountain that he had decided to climb for himself. One of the lessons that Rich shares that he learned is that we can accomplish way more than we believe we can. The mind is powerful and it can help you or hurt you. The absolute best part is that it's your decision. It's your decision if you have positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And he quotes Buddha, what we think, we become. So congratulations to Rich Blazer, Iron Man, who I think is showing all of us as a great example of just how attainable anything is that we would even consider doing or put our mind to. This is, you may be thinking, an extreme example, because how many of us would want to undertake such a grand thing as becoming an Iron Man? Kudos to those of us who do. There's a lot of similar things that we can do along the way that will push our mind to push our body and push our spirit and all of those things. I know that my business partner, Al Curtis, has done this in running marathons and interactive races with really no practice other than the mental fortitude to put himself into a situation and keep going and going when it doesn't feel good and when it feels a little bit hard. And I can only imagine that when Rich was writing these emails, he was probably reliving every single mile of every single leg of this race in his mind. And he was just giving us the highlights, because that's the inspirational part. That's the part that people can use as they're finding the inspiration to do some of these things in their own life. I came to a realization about myself a while ago, and the realization was that just because I'm willing to do something doesn't mean that I have to be able to do something. So I will leave running Ironman races and marathons to others. And there's plenty of other things in my life that I could set for myself as goals and things to overcome that test me mentally, physically, and spiritually. So whatever those might be for you, I encourage you to know that there's always right answers. There are always right answers for whatever it is that you decide is right for you to do. And I can say thank you to Rich Blazer for being an Iron Man and for having this as a part of your journey, because in sharing your journey with the rest of us, we get to glimpse a little bit of magic, of infinite possibilities of the universe, and a whole lot of inspiration that comes from someone setting a goal like you did, and then being able to follow you as you cross that finish line. So congratulations to you, and thank you for being such a light and shining so that others can see.